we have got one speaker left. And the last speaker is a guy I've got to know quite well over this last period of time. He's been giving me some great advice as on the Think Network steering group, and he's a guy that's is involved in many different things, and I've marketed him as a property expert and all the rest of him. That's underselling him, because Pete is a guy that, as I've got to know, and I'm not overstating this here, but he's a guy that for me, sort of, I look on him as almost like a mentor type guy, that I get a lot of good advice and a lot of good direction and a lot of connecting with other great people. And for me, I see that as one of Pete's greatest sort of values. He's a great facilitator and connector of good people and like-minded people. And so I'm very, very grateful for that, and I'm very grateful for knowing him, and I'm very grateful for the friendship that we've developed. And so it's he's passionate about personal development, and I know he's done many, many things. So I will pass you on to Kate Longton.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Gary. That's quite some introduction. Apparently that Alan is actually your mentor, Gary. So yeah.
Listen, I'm Alan's life mentor. Alan comes to me. He comes to me for advice every day of the week.
You guys need to go for a beer and decide between you. I'm gonna put up a quick presentation here, because I know we've just had time there, so I think I just want to really sort of push on here. So I'm going to try and share this with you all. So hopefully you can see that okay. If I can get this on the slideshow. There we go. Can you see that okay? Perfect. So what is Fire in the Belly? So Fire in the Belly is really, it's about finding your drive, your thrive, and your purpose in life. And, we've talked about this a lot, and, there's a lot of the speakers there, and Oscar talked about, what is your purpose? So for me, living with Fire in the Belly allows you to find, your self-belief and your goals. And really, it's all about lighting up your potential. So it's, we're all capable of so much. And that's really the beautiful thing about this. So who am I? Very quickly, Mighty Pete Longton. I'm 40 years young, so Oscar, yeah, well done, buddy. You started a lot earlier than I did. I started 3 years ago and you started 18, so well done. I'm a husband, father of 3 girls. I had one of them or all of them in here at some point. And my Fire in the Belly is Fire in the Belly. And that's what I love. I'm doing, podcasting, coaching and programs. As Gary says, I'm also involved in property as well. So, but this evening, what I really wanted to do is just talk about, what has hope got to do with Fire in the Belly? And when you look at hope and all the things we've talked about here, for me, hope and passion are very similar, and, Fire in the Belly and that are very similar. But the key thing is, how do you define hope? And I mean, the dictionary definition there is to believe that what is desirable can be had or will turn out for the best, a feeling of trust. But then you look at other things and you say, well, hope is also acronyms for hold on, pain ends, have any positive expectations, etc. So, it's like anything, is make no assumptions, because, hope can mean different things to different people. So, and as what I do like on the top right there, it talks about, mankind's greatest strength and also the greatest weakness and also the greatest strength. So there is positive and there's negative here. So like anything, it's all in the words. And my job in life really is to ask the questions and to get people thinking. So what can hope be? Well, like I say, I think it can be negative and it can be positive. So it's, we talk about sort of toward and away from desires and goals, really. So it's really down to a choice. And that's really what I wanted to take you through here. So you talk about positive hope, and there's loads of positive hope. I was conscious I was going to be the last one on, so I've given you loads of pictures here to make it nice and easy and big typing. But, they talk about hope. It's the only thing stronger than fear, and there's so many acronyms for it, and, hope and seeing the light in spite of being surrounded by darkness. So it's a really positive and it's great. It really is, and the synonyms there, that you can cherish and you can hold on, you can wish, aspire. So, positive hope, that's great. But then, like anything in life, you got to watch your language, because there can be negative hope too. you know, and they talk about, you know, our good friend across the water, and he talks about, you know, fake news, but we've also got, you know, false hope, false promises, real emotions. You know, hope is not a strategy. So it's very important to say that, you know, we can hope till we're blue in the face, but actually it's not necessarily, you know, it's not when the rubber hits the road, you know. So it's all about going forward. And earlier I just typed in, I hope I don't, as anyone knows me and from the Facebook communities, I do like to leave or start sentences, and I hope I don't came up. And do you know what, there's some fairly harrowing things there, you know, and even, you know, I know on a lot of the podcasts I've done, you know, and people saying, you know, I hope I don't wake up. You know, so unfortunately there's a lot of things in life, you know, we really got to be very careful about, you know. So hope means different things to different people. And I did particularly like the Harry Seacombe one saying, I hope you die first, as I don't want you singing at my funeral, which I thought was quite quite a good one. So what is, and then you've got false hope again, you know. So what are other words for false hope with other people? So they talk about potentially daydreaming and pipe dreaming and fantasy, you know, pie in the sky, the chimera, the castles in the sky, and wishful thinking. You know, there's a lot of the guys that talked about here, you know, it's like a lot of the times you have to have goals, you have to back up hope with action. Because if you don't do that, you know, it can just be a daydream or a pipe dream. You know, so it's just being very conscious, not only in, and I know myself, is just watching any paradigms or any negative language you use, and you say, no, I'm a very positive person, but if you're hoping something doesn't happen, that can be almost as dangerous as something that does. So it's just watch your language, you know, something to be very, very careful of. You know, and the other thing is, you know, be careful what you hope for, you know, because you do have a choice. You know, you can hope that something stops, or you can hope that something starts. You know, you have the choice, so what are you going to choose? So really putting this together, what I was trying to do is sort of come up with a bit of a hope formula. So in here, and again, like I know, and Cleona and a couple of the other guys have talked about goals. So you have a goal, something you actually want to achieve, and the bigger the better. And you take positive hope. And I use that very carefully because it's got to be positive hope. So we want to make sure that we're always looking for the positive thing, taking action. So you add an action into that. And to me, like the McDonald's secret sauce, well, my secret sauce is the fire in the belly. And you add those things together to a very definite goal with, you know, positive hope and affirmations, action there, fire in the belly, and you get the result that you want. You know, what a better time to be doing. So the question, I suppose, again comes back to, are you leading or are you following? You know, especially times like now, you know, we have so much going on and saying, you know, it's very easy to lead and to, you know, you get a lot of false news, you get a lot of opinions, you know, there's a lot of experts out there and maybe some not so many experts, you know, so the question is, are you actually taking that on board, or are you actually, you know, letting them lead you, or are you just deciding to follow along? So again, are you creating or are you consuming? Again, there's so much news, and you know, we're so fortunate, and you know, we're so grateful the fact that we can have news 24 hours a day. But the problem is, you know, that's also the problems of all the world coming in together, and unfortunately, sometimes false and negative news actually sells better than positive news. So it's just something there. And what a better time that, you know, listen, you know, so many people have time now that they didn't have before. So how about just taking that time to think, what can I create? Instead of just consuming what others are doing and all the rest, how about I can use that opportunity to create something great, create something new? Again, are you taking or are you giving? I mean, here's something that Gary's done tonight, you know, and it's all about giving. So giving value, giving face shields, you know, or are you taking, you know, you're taking the news, you're taking somebody else's opinion, you're taking what's going on. So, you know, please just ask yourself the question. And again, I come back to going, are you hoping or are you doing? And they are two very distinctive things. And bear in mind also, you know, people don't forget and say, well, I'll decide later. But actually doing nothing is also a decision. You know, so not making a decision is a decision in itself. The problem is the world is changing. We're moving at a horrendous speed, and the world is turning, and cells are growing and dying in your body every day. So there's no such thing as staying the same. So the world is changing with or without you, you know, and I can only hope that you choose to take, you know, live with hope and positivity and do that, you know, set your goals and go out there. So the question is, what are you hoping for yourself? You know, are you hoping good things? Are you hoping for, you know, new goals, new opportunities, new ideas, and seeing what you can do and expand and learn? And how is that serving you? Is that good for you? Is that bad for you? You know, it's been very open and looking at yourself and seeing what's possible. So I would ask anyone, as I do in the podcast, and I ask people all the time, says, what's your fire in the belly? You know, it's different for everyone. We all have different fires and different passions. Somebody might like knitting, somebody else likes cars, somebody else likes doing other things. So find your fire in the belly. You know, your burning desire, that thing that you really want to, no matter what. And what better time? Like I say, the world has just slowed down a bit. You know, the birds are singing a bit louder. The rivers are cleaning up. There's so much going on, and what better time that the world has actually just come to a bit of a pause. You know, it's a great opportunity. So again, what are you hoping for? You know, let's turn that hope into something more than just hope. Are you hoping or are you doing? You know, it's really clear. So listen, don't get me wrong, I love to hope, but I also love to see people who are doing and taking actions. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You know, it's putting, you know, making a choice, putting your hope into action, and forward you can go. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. We're all here, we're learning every day, we're expanding every day, and we're doing that. By the time you hit your destination, it's probably the end of your life. So you got to keep going. That's it from me. So hopefully it didn't take too long. And just to say, the Fire in the Belly podcast is out there, you know, and it's, like I say, the whole point there, and as I put it in there, is to think to live an inspiring life. You know, be out there, be active, and be positive. Thank you very much for your time, folks.
Yes, Pete, love that plug with Fire in the Belly at the end. Love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. Pete, do you know who you mind me on? You mind me on Tom Cruise and Top Gun with that there, that head thing. I want one of them. Hit me up with that there. You're a dead ringer for Tom Cruise.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Listen, I really enjoyed that there. Honestly, you talk about the jumps out at me there about hope, positive hope. You know, I think that's poignant. That's poignant. We shouldn't. Me and Andrew have had this conversation a wee while ago. And is hope a negative connotation or is it a positive connotation? It's the, and I've only realised from your talk, it's the type of hope that you have. If you've positive hope, well then that's a positive thing, followed by plenty of action. And so thanks for that. I really valued that. And Fire in the Belly, guys, get on it, get all over it, and make sure you check out his podcast. Very good. I think I was the best one, but they are very good. I think Alan Wallace got the least followers. Least followers. I would nearly get rid of that one, but I was. No, listen, you're doing some amazing work. I value your support, and in turn, you know you have mine, and some really good stuff there.
Listen, Johnny, I know we said for everyone here is like, listen, well done you for setting this up. Well done you for your passion and your drive. And honestly, you are.
Thank you so much.
You are the epitome of persistence. I salute you for that, and so much going on. So well done on behalf of everyone. Thank
you so much. And Pete, it's one of my many qualities, I humbly tell you. No, I'm joking. Listen, I